Hello, this is Victoria Pendragon. Welcome to my alternate reality. These are my friends. I wanted to talk today about the psychoenergetic influences on every one of us from our mothers and fathers. And when I say mothers and fathers, I don't necessarily mean biological, but certainly the most powerful influences would be felt from the biological mother and father. So you can step it down just a little bit if you have a stepmother or a stepfather or something of that nature. Someone who may be just raising you as somebody's partner, for instance. Because the influence would be the same. It just wouldn't have the kind of potency that the addition of a biological link has. Because biology is a very, very powerful thing and takes precedence. When I'm working with people who are doing sleep magic, if their issue is one of either weight, too much, too little, or money, almost always too little, then I know that we are dealing with an issue that is rooted in the relationship with or ramifications of that person's mother. The mother is tied energetically to the root chakra. It's logical. That's where you come out from. You've been held in her belly, which is a second chakra area primarily, and you exit the body via the root. She gives you to life. And that's a root chakra energy. Your very survival is dependent upon your mother's survival. And so your link is one of survival. That translates energetically into nurturing. And nurturing translates into food, and it translates, as it happens in this current society, into money as well. In earlier civilizations, that would have translated into simply whatever it was that you needed to live. Nowadays, that thing you need to live is usually money. So that's the link there. Weight, money, mother. Mothers love you, ideally. Biologically, they're certainly attached to you. If they're incapable of love, which may be the case, they're still attached to you energetically in that nurturing kind of a way. That bond is very, very, very powerful, and something I did not comprehend until I had children myself, when I realized that I was going to kill anybody who got near them. I never expected that of myself. Didn't think it was in me. It was. It's in everybody, I think, available depending on your own availability to the feeling and the energy that it takes to have that. Fathers have no need to be that attached to their children. They are not, after all, bringing them into life. They gave them a little head start there, but that had more to do with mom than it had to do with the children, or with their own needs, one or the other. When a father relates to, loves, nurtures, and cares for his children, that's a choice. It's a choice he makes. And because of that, his influence translates psychoenergetically into what we might call self-confidence. Because when a person has chosen to care for you, it says something to you. It says, I have value, I have worth. That goes on to affect body language and what we might call grace. Chances are if your father was deeply invested in you, that you have access to a certain grace of movement and to a degree of confidence in yourself. Could be a quiet, calm confidence. That's often the case. Because usually a boisterous kind of confidence, one that just blows up all over the place, very often that's aggrandized. It's put on. It's a mock to make up for what isn't there. Real confidence is a simple, quiet strength. It's very similar to what happens when you take a martial arts course and you learn how to defend yourself and you become sure of what your body can do. And when you hit that point, you embody it. You carry that strength with you and generally have no need to use it because it is palpable, especially to people who are looking for victims. Once you have that strength, you are no longer a victim. And once you have self-confidence, you carry something with you that people recognize. There is a surety there that they can see. They go, oh, this person can do the job. There's rarely a doubt about it, because that is what you project from having absorbed your father's choice to give you the attention you needed. Now, in some cases, like my own, for instance, you have abuse figuring in, and when that figures in, and it's physical abuse, the love that your father shows you is tainted by the abuse. When it's sexual abuse, it is also tainted, but differently. In my experience, people who have been physically abused have a much more difficult time getting their self-confidence back, because the physical abuse attacks at a survival level and therefore attacks at a root chakra level and is hitting you in many senses at your survival and depriving you of anything you may have gained from your mother in that regard. So it can be very complicated. Sexual abuse is complicated differently, not so much physically as psychologically. And, oh, you would come just as the bell goes off. This is Menard. I'm happy to have her. There is love to be had sometimes from a person who is abusing you. And you can spend a lot of years in a lot of therapy, or a lot of years doing sleep magic, sifting that out. It is siftable. Love from those people who may have harmed or hurt you is energetically available to you. Once you have, in a sense, cleansed or purified yourself of the pain that they brought to you. So that's a real nutshell kind of a thing. And I heard my little buzzer go off, so I've got to end this. But thank you for listening. If you have any questions, I do post these on Facebook on my page, and you're welcome to ask them there. I'm happy to answer. Sorry, Menard, we gotta go. We gotta go. Scoot, scoot. See you later.